They betrayed you in unimaginable ways. Maybe it was emotional or financial damage, or even a direct attack on your dignity. People around you tell you to forgive and move on, that holding a grudge only hurts you. But deep down, your instinct tells you not to take that advice. And maybe that instinct is right. The difference between setting healthy boundaries and forgiving toxically is understanding which behaviors indicate a character that is incompatible with genuine love and respect. Some actions cross lines of no return. Revealing the truth about a person changes everything. Today, I will reveal 5 types of betrayal that you should never forgive in relationships. The third type is especially dangerous because it not only destroys the current relationship, but also your ability to trust reality and your own judgment. Now, let's look at the first type of betrayal, an attack on the foundation of your dignity and self-worth. 1. Intentional public humiliation. When someone destroys your dignity in public, they have shown you who they really are, and you should believe it. Intentional public humiliation is when someone deliberately exposes your weaknesses, mocks your insecurities, or attacks your character in front of others for personal gratification or gain. This is not a slip of the tongue or a moment of anger. This is calculated cruelty designed to damage your reputation and social standing. What makes this betrayal particularly devastating is that it weaponizes the trust you placed in them. Your shared private weaknesses, fears, insecurities, failures, or personal struggles become ammunition in their hands. They take the deepest parts of your inner world and use them to hurt you publicly when it serves their emotional needs. First, it shows a willingness to put their own temporary emotional gratification above your long-term happiness. They're willing to damage your reputation and social relationships just to feel powerful in the moment. Second, it shows a complete lack of protective instincts toward the person they claim to love. Instead of shielding your vulnerabilities, they exploit them. Most importantly, it reveals that they view your trust as something to be exploited rather than a gift to be cherished. When you share your deepest fears or insecurities with someone, you are saying, "I trust you to handle this with care." Public shaming shows that they view this trust as a trap rather than a sacred responsibility. Epictetus teaches that dignity is one of the few things that is truly within our control, but it requires others to respect the boundaries we set around it. When someone deliberately attacks your dignity, they are attacking your basic right to self-respect and social standing. They are saying that your emotional well-being is less important than their desire to hurt or control you. The psychological damage from public humiliation lasts far beyond the immediate event. It creates lasting wounds, affecting your ability to trust others with your vulnerabilities, your confidence in social situations, and your willingness to be true to yourself in relationships. You begin to worry about what other private information they might weaponize, and you censor yourself in ways that prevent genuine intimacy. The reason this type of betrayal should not be forgiven is because it reveals a fundamental character flaw that does not change with apologies or promises. Someone who can intentionally humiliate you once will do it again. When they want to hurt or control you, they have demonstrated that they are willing to destroy your dignity for their own emotional satisfaction. And that willingness does not disappear just because they regret the consequences. Your dignity is not negotiable in anyone's emotional economy. When someone treats it this way, they have removed themselves from your inner world. Set absolute boundaries of public respect and make it clear that private vulnerabilities are sacred territory. Once violated, public humiliation attacks your reputation and social standing. But the second betrayal strikes at something more fundamental, your sense of safety and financial security. 2. Financial betrayal and theft. When someone steals from you, they are not just taking money, they are stealing your sense of safety and your trust in their character. Financial infidelity includes stealing money, creating debt in your name, hiding assets, gambling with shared resources, forging signatures, or using your financial information without your consent. This is not about financial hardship or bad financial decisions made together. Financial infidelity is a deliberate and serious violation of the basic trust that every relationship requires. What makes financial infidelity particularly devastating is that it often involves deception that continues for months or years. It's not a moment of weakness, but a pattern of calculated lies where someone actively deceives you while looking you in the eye and pretending everything is normal. Every day they don't confess is another day they're choosing their immediate desires over your safety and your shared future. Financial infidelity reveals a number of character flaws that make forgiveness dangerous. First, it shows a willingness to sacrifice your shared future for their immediate gratification. They're saying that whatever they want to spend the money on is more important than your financial security, your children's education, or your retirement plans. Second, it shows a capacity for sustained deception, the ability to lie convincingly while planning for the future together. What is most revealing is how financial cheaters often react when they are caught. Instead of taking full responsibility, they minimize their theft, blame the circumstances, or even blame you for making them feel they had to hide everything. This reaction shows that they still do not understand the serious breach of trust they have committed. Marcus Aurelius considered justice one of the 4 cardinal virtues. He understood that a person's relationship with fairness is a complete reflection of their character. Financial cheating violates this basic principle and shows you who they really are when they think they will not be caught. It reveals their true priorities and their willingness to deceive the person they trust the most. Financial cheating also reveals someone's view of partnership. In healthy relationships, major financial decisions are shared decisions because they affect both people's security and future. When someone decides to spend, borrow, or steal shared resources, they are saying your opinion and consent don't matter when I want something. The reason this type of betrayal should not be forgiven is because it shows basic selfishness and dishonesty, and difficulty making long-term decisions after the relationship ends. The manipulator's response when confronted is often to further manipulate the manipulation itself, claiming you are fantasizing or trying to make them look bad. This response confirms that the behavior was intentional and shows that they are still committed to distorting your reality instead of taking responsibility. If you've learned to trust your perception and reality despite someone trying to make you doubt it, comment "My reality still stands" to encourage others who are rebuilding their faith in their own truth. Psychological manipulation destroys your inner compass and self-confidence, but the 4th betrayal attacks your most sacred heart in the most brutal way. 4. Cheating with someone close to you. Betrayal is painful, but cheating with your friend or family member is a double whammy on trust, destroying multiple relationships at once. This is not just cheating, this is calculated cruelty and choosing someone in your close circle.
Someone you never thought would be involved in destroying your sense of safety and belonging. What makes this betrayal especially devastating is the level of deception it requires from multiple people you trusted. This is not a moment of weakness or a mistake. This is a long-term plot where people you love actively deceive you while pretending to care about your well-being. Every interaction becomes a performance where you are the only one who is not aware of the script. This kind of betrayal reveals a level of calculated cruelty that goes beyond a momentary weakness or poor judgment. It requires long-term deception planned around your schedule, coordinated lies, and maintaining the appearance of caring about you while actively working to deceive you. It shows they can look you in the eye, accept your love and trust, and work to betray that trust in the most intimate way possible. The psychological damage goes beyond the relationship when your partner cheats with someone in your close circle. It taints your entire support network. You not only lose the relationship, but you also lose family relationships, friendships, and social connections. You begin to wonder if other people in your life are capable of similar cheating. The intimate element makes this betrayal particularly unforgivable because it shows they deliberately chose a way that will cause you the most pain. They may cheat with strangers, but they specifically choose someone whose betrayal will destroy many of your relationships and support systems. This shows the level of cruelty that it represents. The deep character flaws that make this betrayal unforgivable is that it reveals a capacity for sustained deception on both sides, and a willingness to sacrifice your emotional well-being to satisfy them. The person who can maintain this level of scheming while accepting your love and care has shown that they view your trust as something to be exploited, not cherished. Their reaction to being caught often reveals more troubling personality traits. Instead of taking full responsibility for the complex deception, they often blame the circumstances,
minimize their planning, or even blame you for not meeting their needs. This reaction shows that they still do not understand the seriousness of the violation they have committed. Some betrayals reveal such a deep character flaw that forgiveness becomes self-sabotaging. When someone can orchestrate this level of deception against someone you trust, they have shown that they are capable of any level of betrayal when it serves their desires. 5. Forcing you to compromise your core values. When someone asks you to betray yourself for their benefit, they are asking you to participate in your own moral destruction. This betrayal occurs when someone pressures, manipulates, or coerces you to act against your core moral principles to serve their personal goals. They want you to lie, cheat, hurt others, or compromise your integrity to serve their interests. What makes this betrayal especially dangerous is that it attacks your very identity. Your core values are not just preferences or opinions. They are the foundation of who you are. When someone asks you to violate these values, they're asking you to stop being yourself and become someone who serves their purposes. This type of betrayal reveals a person who does not love or respect you for who you really are. They want to shape you into someone more convenient for their purposes. They see your values not as the foundation of your character, but as an obstacle to their goals. They're willing to sacrifice your integrity, self-respect, and moral identity for their own benefit. Pressure tactics are often subtle forms of emotional manipulation. They may appeal to loyalty by saying things like, "If you really cared about me, you would." It is not limited to money. Someone who can steal from their partner while planning a vacation or discussing retirement has shown a capacity for organized deception. And this will show up in other areas. They have proven that they can look you in the eye and lie convincingly while actively damaging your future. Trust in money matters is trust in character. When one is broken, both are affected. If you have experienced financial betrayal in a relationship, please share your story in the comments. Your experience can help others recognize the warning signs and protect themselves from similar hurt. Financial betrayal, security breach, and character flaws are revealed. But the third betrayal is even more dangerous. It breaches your trust in reality and your own perception. 3. Systematic psychological manipulation and reality distortion. The most brutal betrayal is making someone doubt their own sanity. Systematic psychological manipulation, gaslighting, involves deliberately distorting your reality, denying conversations that have happened, rewriting history, and systematically undermining trust in your memories and perceptions. This is not a difference of opinion or honest disagreement. It is psychological warfare designed to make you doubt your basic ability to understand reality. What makes psychological manipulation so devastating is that it attacks the foundation of autonomy, the ability to trust your perception and make decisions based on facts. When someone systematically distorts your reality, they are not just lying to you, they are training you to doubt yourself so completely that you become dependent on them to determine what is real. The philosophers of the time value clear thinking and rational perception above all else. Understanding that accurate perception is the foundation of all good decisions is painful when someone deliberately clouds your thinking. They are attacking your ability to live autonomously and make choices based on facts, rather than manipulation. Psychological manipulation is not an accident or the product of poor communication. It is a deliberate strategy to gain control by making you doubt yourself. The manipulator benefits from your confusion, because a person who doesn't trust their own perception will look to others to check their reality, creating dependency and control. What makes this betrayal unforgivable is its systematic nature and devastating psychological impact. Unlike other betrayals that happen in a moment, psychological manipulation is a long-term campaign that can take months or years to fully unfold. The damage it causes can take longer to repair, because victims often struggle with self-doubt. Doing this makes your refusal seem unloving, or they will claim that it was necessary to assert, "We have no choice if we want to survive." They sometimes normalize behavior. They say everyone does this. You're naive to think otherwise. They make your adherence to your values seem naive, selfish, or even harmful to those you care about. The goal is to make you feel that maintaining your integrity is the wrong choice. They want you to believe that your moral standards are unrealistic obstacles, rather than essential parts of who you are. The psychological damage from this pressure is deep, even when you refuse their request. Knowing that someone you trust will ask you to compromise your deepest principles fundamentally changes how you view them and the relationship. Compromising creates self-hatred and loss of self-esteem that can take years to recover from. What's most troubling is how this betrayal often escalates. Once someone has convinced you to compromise one value, they often come back with demands to compromise others.
They have established that your principles are negotiable, and they will continue to negotiate until you lose yourself completely. Your values are not chips to be played in someone else's game for personal advancement. When someone continually pressures you to give up who you are for their convenience, they have shown that they do not love you for who you are. They want to use you. These 5 types of betrayal have one devastating trait in common. They attack the foundation of your humanity and your ability to trust others in the future. When you forgive the unforgivable, you teach others how to treat you. You are saying that your dignity is negotiable and your boundaries can be violated without consequences. Some behaviors reveal character flaws so deep that continuing the relationship becomes self-harm. If you believe that self-esteem is sometimes more important than maintaining a relationship, drop a heart to remind yourself of these standards. Follow the carved life to learn how to build healthy boundaries based on ancient wisdom. Comment below which of these 5 types of betrayal you find the most difficult to set boundaries against. Your experience can help others learn. Remember that your boundaries are not suggestions, they are requests to win your heart.